Welcome to the International Business Magazine Annual Awards of 2021. International Business Magazine is great for anyone who wants to have a better understanding of the global financial and banking landscape. Its articles offer insights into economic trends that can have a major effect on investment portfolios. Since its inception in 2018, International Business Magazine is becoming one of the leading publications in the world of banking and finance, amassing myriads of clients across the globe from the Middle East, Africa, the Americas, Asia, and Europe as well. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Meshari Shehab, the Deputy General Manager of the Private Banking and Wealth Management at Ahli United Bank. Now, firstly, I'd like to congratulate you and Ahli United Bank on winning the prestigious award, the Best Private Bank in Kuwait for 2021 from the International Business Magazine. Congratulations.
Thank you for the opportunity, and we are really happy to be again in such an international award recognized by a very international institution like yours.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you on board, and once more, great congratulations. And so as we start this conversation, I'd like to know, is there anything in particular that you would like to highlight during this conversation?
I think when it comes to private banking, it's always, it's the one-stop shop for the client. Whenever you bank with a private banking client, they don't look at you as a different department from the banks. They look at you as the one-stop they need. So if they need a loan, it's you. If they need a mortgage for their real estate in the UK, they will get back to you. If they are looking at something at their wealth to invest in, they will be coming back to seek your advice. So it's always a tailor-made, kind of service that we do for our client, sometimes not with an existing product that we have, but we create, because we follow the client objectives, but we don't, follow ours. That's the difference when it comes to tailor-made for services and products.
There must be a lot of challenges when it comes to constantly tailoring these services to your clients' needs. How do you go about it? What is the process?
Again, it's a tailor-made, so you cannot stick to one kind of a process, because you're reaching out to the client convenient. You are not waiting for the client to look after his convenient, coming and seeking it to you. But you have to collect all the data, information of the request that the client needs, and go about it in the way they want it to be executed. Means that if you are executing a finance deal for a client locally, it's totally different when you do it in the UK, whereas there's a tax law, mortgages and other fees that with the countries are totally different than in the local market. And here, where you have to use all your network with the international satellite that you have to have the client set on the deal they wanted to make, being sure they are executing the right thing for their family, for their wealth, and for their future.
Now, in order to do this right, I imagine you need to do an awful lot of research. And you need to have the right personnel to know, one, where to look, two, how to present the best set of options and what to put together. So how do you go about getting your team? Where does the talent come from?
That's where it comes to, our strength. We have a very well experienced team who's been in the market for some times. Our team, actually, they serve their client here locally in Kuwait, but they also look at their client accounts or relation in the UK, Bahrain, Egypt, sometimes in Oman, or any other countries that we can make, a bridge with a correspondent bank that we have a relation with, just to make the service or the product right for the client, whatever they are looking for, to be sure delivering the end result in the right time and in the right place.
So from the sounds of it, you're building very strong partnerships every single time, or working on strong partnerships and networks that you have. How did you How long did it take you, firstly, to build these networks and build these partnerships? And is it something that you're still building to this day?
Well, actually, the bank exists before even we came to be on board. The bank, very stable. They've been in the market for more than 60 years almost. And, after, the expansion that we have in our international satellite, that will make us go after partnering with other real estate agents, real estate lawyers, investment fund managers, all these offshore creation companies in Cayman Island or in Jerseys, where you can serve your client with their needs when it comes to the international request. However, in the local market, we are very well experienced to tailor-made any kind of financing products or deposit, or even sometimes structuring something not existing just to serve our client with their needs.
So given everything that you do, what would you say is the greatest challenges within your particular services? And what are you most proud about?
Client always go back to the core request, which is the normal ones. Nowadays you have the technology that can help you a lot with doing things totally different. But the client always, when they call, they expect you to get back to them with a certain answer, a result, and a turnaround time. They don't have this kind of mentality to wait for you to get back to them whenever you want. No, you have to get back to them whenever you say, I have to get back to you after I check. And then you have to be sure that you are getting back to them with the right information, correct data. Taken out of this, during the pandemic situation where everybody during the lockdown couldn't do any kind of transaction. Thanks God, in Ahli United Bank, we have this kind of infrastructure and IT services where we could, have diverted all our landline to our mobile at home, and we had our laptops on. So we executed all the requests that the client have sent to us during that time, and we were very much happy to have the services working and up and running during such a difficult time. And the client really appreciated this big time. Example of this, some clients do have sons or daughters who have study abroad, and they need to transfer some dues for them, for their schools or for their living needs. And with our technology, all the transactions that the client have requested, example of that, to transfer to their daughters and sons abroad, not in the country, that was smooth and was operated, and it was like done in a normal time. And we really are proud of this. We can serve the client always, whenever they need us.
That's fantastic. And by having to bring everything online, by having to bring innovations, from the sounds of it, your services became even better. They became even kind of easier for the clients to use, more functional, faster. Would you say that the pandemic brought on any other strengths to your company? Was there any more innovations or surprises that went in a more positive way that one would have expected?
Yeah, because I would say the pandemic put us under the pressure to show where is our challenges. And are we good at our core services, which is, normal banking stuff? And really, we have succeeded to deliver all the services during such a hard time. And the client were very much happy and really appreciated all the services being done during, the pandemic time. Some other banks couldn't deliver anything, and they were, shut. There's nothing that could happen. Ours, because of the distinguished relationship we keep with our client, we have delivered anything they have requested through their phone calls during that time, verified by the channels that we have officially from our core system, and we succeeded to deliver a lot of things during the pandemic time.
Your clearly very approachable to your clients, and from the sounds of it, very easy to bank with, easy to deal with, easy to get information from. Now, in your opinion, what are some of your favorite or maybe most unique services that you offer to clients that they might not necessarily know about?
When it comes to the UK mortgages, a lot of people do not know about the taxation situation in the UK. And you know, there's a lot of taxes laws in the UK where got to do with the inheritance taxes and other taxes that got to do with the income or the property tax, where the client locally does have the wealth, but when they want to expand their wealth to the international side, they don't know about this law. So through our partners in the UK and our office in the UK, we could deliver all the services they need to advise them on the taxation, on the mortgage paperwork, the registration from the UK government side, and all the things need to be done just to build up their wealth for the future of their family and kids, to be, at the end safe for them to be, transferred after, sometimes.
So talking about all of that, and in particular the transfer of wealth, do you have any services that help your clients prepare for that very transfer, whether they're transferring their wealth eventually to their children or their grandchildren?
Yeah, sure. When you create something called a trust company through Jerseys or Cayman Island, you always can have all the family members with their percentage set, and the beneficiary after some times are identified. So whatever gonna happen in the future, it's gonna be transferred within the company ownership that been identified since the establishment. When you create the company, there's something called article of association, that you put in all the items of the beneficiaries, the ownership percentage. The law will protect everything for the future of the transfer of this rights or shares to the kids and the family, other family members. So nobody will hassle right after, when the father or the mother passed away.
And given the unfortunate nature of the pandemic that we've just gone through, and to an extent we are still very much going through, would you say that there's a greater need than ever before for these particular services?
Actually, it became even more. There's a lot of regulations during the pandemic came out from the UK government or other government that put it right there that you need even to still create these kind of vehicles, we call them, or trust companies, for the sake of protecting their wealth or future wealth for their kids.
Thank you. That's been very helpful. Now, we've spoken a lot about this side of banking, but what about the retail banking side of things? What have been the emerging trends that you've seen in the last 2 years, and how have you developed your services on that side of the business?
Yeah, actually, we have more, the banking market is totally, became a different world. It's not anymore, the normal bank that you open the door and the branch, manager wait for the client to drive in. Now with the new technology, channels of banks are totally different. So the client expect to see more different services they can do from their end while they are sitting in their car or home or even in their airplane. So we have enhanced the B2B service, because we do have a lot of clients do have, like a real estate buildings, and they do collect a lot of fees from their rentals from their customers who rent their buildings. So we created this kind of B2B where we enhance their collection services to be on time and to be right directly with their merchants. That's so they don't have to go through the normal, cash collection during the time. I mean, so if I can recall, a lot of clients typically used to what to do, pull up the cash out of the ATMs and go and pay their rentals. Now with the link or with the the machine that you can put, they can scan and pay it off, and then the service will come directly to the client account, and they can see all their buildings, tenancy, they can see the cash flow, turnover, and that's through our B2B service. Also, the online banking, our mobile application, became more friendly. You can do a lot of things with it. You can pay, you can transfer, you can pay your bills, you can check on a transfer that you want to do internationally, you can do transfer locally, and you can have a statement, you can print a lot of certificates for the government from there. So from the retail side perspective and from the technology side, we have developed ourselves much better during the last 3 years, I would say.
Excellent. And are you planning on surprising us with any other services, technology or innovation towards these items?
Well, sometimes in private banking you will have the two kind of channels. Client in private banking always depend on the distinguished relationship between us and them. So a lot of services, I would say 70-30, 70 we do by the phone, but thanks to the technology, because through the phone we can identify the client need and we can execute, because we do have the ability in our system to verify that through a phone call. 30% of the client, got to do also with the age and generation are changing. They are going directly to the electronic channels by using either B2B or the online banking or the mobile banking.
You were talking previously about how obviously a lot of your clients will have needs internationally, such as in England. And I know that as a bank, you've got an incredible network. Your investments cover a lot of the planet globally. But are there any new markets that you are looking to approach?
Well, I've talked about the UK because it's a good example. However, in our satellite, we do a lot of investment out of Bahrain. We do a lot of banking services and fixed income in Egypt. And these are two markets where, especially Egypt, recently a lot of our clients, because of the high return on the fixed income, are investing in the CDs of Egypt. So that's another new market where people are really considering, which was not before a market of choice. But nowadays with the technology, with the rating of Egypt has been changing to a better, as a country rating that have changed the people mindset looking at this kind of opportunities. But even through Kuwait and through Bahrain or through the UK, we still gather a lot of ideas and opportunities to do things in the UK or in Europe or Germany, for example, to invest in the real estate market through our partners that we have in North America or in Europe or in the GCC as well.
What would you say makes you the best bank? What makes you so reliable at the end of the day, so special, especially compared to the competition?
Meeting clients convenient, meeting client request, being there available. When it comes to service, I don't, consider myself as a manager. I consider myself as a team member, like an RM, running after the client needs, getting things done on time, just to meet the client request and make him happy or make her happy, and delivering things in the best way we can. And that's what differentiates us than others.
Now, is there anything that you feel that we might have missed today and you'd like to discuss, or any particular examples of success that you're very proud of and you'd like to speak about today?
Yeah, well, whatever happened in 2020, especially in Kuwait, we have been locked down for about 6 weeks. And during that time, we delivered a lot of services. To be proud of, I have delivered, a client purchase which we have done it through financing locally with even a big amount. But with our good network and system, we managed to get the deal done on a timely manner, and the client were very happy, and the bank, were benefited as well from this. But the most important that we've could done business for our client during the pandemic. Imagine that you are during a pandemic, client talking to you on the phone, discussing an opportunity where he has to submit all the documentation, paperwork, but we've done that through our channels, the electronic channels. We received everything through the email. We analyzed the case. We submitted the case to our credit committee through the technology tools that we have. We got it approved, and the right time came to do the paperwork, and the client made the deal. So that's what made me really happy, because the client got the deal he needed, he wanted during such a hard time.
Excellent, that's absolutely fantastic, and well done on that. Mr. Shehab, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us today. It's been absolutely fantastic. And on that note, I'd like to wish you and Ahli United Bank the absolutely best moving forwards.
The pleasure was ours. You have a good one.